Arnold was actually training with vengeance, and I knew he was coming back. And
Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookworm here, and today we start a new series of video interviews with 1983 Mr. Olympia Samir Bannout. Before hearing from Samir, I just want to mention something to put this interview into perspective. I recently decided to write a book on the 1980 Mr. Olympia with my co-author Brian, who you will see during the interview. And we decided to speak to several of the contestants to interview them, which of course includes Samir. So although this interview will start off regarding Samir's participation and the events in the 1980 Mr. Olympia, this series will also look into the many aspects of Samir's bodybuilding career. In this video interview, however, Samir discusses how he actually knew of Arnold's plan to compete well before the event, which goes against the many rumors that state that nobody knew that Arnold would be competing in the 1980 Mr. Olympia. Without any further ado, here is Samir. Yeah.
Okay, are we going live or you're recording
No. I'm just recording it for myself. I just want to say firstly, mate, it's an absolute pleasure. You can tell from the grin on my face, speaking to Mr. Olympia 1983, I'm stoked. So yeah.
Where you at right now?
Switzerland, northeastern part.
Oh, you're in Switzerland. What,
Yeah.
like Geneva somewhere?
Actually in St. Gallen. It's 40 minutes east of Zurich.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. I have a friend already there right now. Actually, they went to Italy now, but they were in Switzerland anyway.
Nice.
So, Big Brian, so you're doing this for yourself, right?
So, first of all, it's an honor, Samir. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, you're Brian.
Yes, sir. I'm Brian.
Okay, because we never really met face to face. How you doing, Brian?
I'm good. Thank you so much
Nice
for
to
responding to the text and everything. I really appreciate it.
Just an introduction. My name's Carlos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of my channel, Golden Era Bookworm.
Oh, okay.
I used to work with Old School Labs quite a while ago.
Really? Oh, very good. Yeah. Pleasure meeting you now. And so what the hell? Forget about the past.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, no, Adnan. That's it. Adnan.
Who's Ahmed?
Who's the other boys at Old School? Tyra.
Oh, you mean Adnan? You're talking Adnan,
yeah,
or
Adnan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's in Italy right now.
Ah, so he's in Italy. Yeah, I mean, I worked for Adnan for quite a long time. And it was a very good relationship, and that's how we were supposed to do this interview, but it never happened. So
when I say I'll do it, then I'll do it.
Yeah. It's all good.
I told Brian, yeah, definitely on the weekend. So that's good. We're on here now.
Good. All right, Brian.
So, well, Samir, you wanted a little background. So Carlos and I both know of John Hansen, and I know John is a long time acquaintance or friend of yours. And so I asked John if he would reach out to you because we were very interested in speaking with you. Carlos and I came together. We met through Robert Nayland's son. And,
Australia, right? Is Robert from Australia?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And Carlos and I both have a strong interest in the 1980 Olympia.
Right.
And, we all know about the 1980 Olympia, but Carlos and I decided that we wanted to write a definitive book on the event.
Wow.
Mind you, there's, people have been very gracious to talk to us. And some are like, I just don't know how much interest there is going to be. And then others are like, this is great. So nonetheless, it's a labor of love. It's a passion project. and we just enjoy the process and getting to meet people. And Carlos and I enjoy collaborating. So whether it makes the New York Times bestseller list is not that important.
Well, no,
But
actually, I mean, that event was really kind of been talked about all along since the 1980s. And now you got an eyewitness who was on the stage, and you got a guy that will not bullshit you, will tell you exactly what happened and exactly what I think, even though I'm Arnold, friends, and he's my hero. But to me, bodybuilding is my first love, and remain my, I love the game, but I would never bullshit anyone because I know how hard it is to train, and everybody deserves a fair shake. That's that anyway.
We want your honest feedback. We've been successful in interviewing a good number of people, photographers, videographers, participants,
actually a photographer that were there.
Yeah, Carlos,
John Bailey.
Right.
We've got Wayne Galash.
Wayne
as well, but he's writing answers. We've got John Park, so he tells us about what his father, who was a judge at the event,
yes,
his perspective. We've got obviously competitors as well.
Yeah, John is a good people, is my buddy, and I keep telling John that I was on Bondi Beach in Australia. I was laying out in the sun with Reg Park and Marion, both of them. He's a lovely people. Yeah, Reg was there, and I'm sure John knows the real thing from his dad. I don't think John was there.
No, he wasn't.
But Wayne Galash was one of the main photographer, and I saw actually Wayne in Mr. Olympia in Las Vegas last year.
Yeah, he's still got.
Yeah. Well, that's great. So you really have many people talking about it.
Our thought, Samir, is that people have always talked about it, but it's been very loose, and it's like I've watched your interview about it before, and we're just trying to pull it all together in a very comprehensive analysis of it. And I like what you said. You said, Arnold's my hero, but you're still frustrated. And then, I've listened to Danny Padilla say Franco's my hero, but Danny's very frustrated with 1981. So
Danny was there. So, this is who you want to talk to. You want to talk to Danny Boyer, myself, Frank Zane, even Mike Mensa, rest in peace. You can't talk to him anymore, but I'll tell you one thing. What you're going to hear from me is the real truth.
That's good. That's what we want.
Yeah. Samir have no ass kissing. Yeah. Not
That's
even
fine.
Barbarian.
So
will be exempt.
I guess, Samir, what we'd like, if it's okay with you, we'd like to ask you some questions. And Carlos, I don't know what Carlos can elaborate, but it's been 45 years. And so I'd like to hear how you feel about it now, and looking back, and the wisdom and the years that have gone on, and not necessarily when you were a younger man in 1980 and you may have been a little bit more so wisdom and time can make you see things or think about things. So I'll yield to Carlos, and we're very respectful of your time, and if it's okay, we'll get started.
Yeah, go ahead. Go right ahead.
All right. Well, Samir,
this actually is an event good to elaborate on a little bit more, and like I said, when someone has been there, it's different than someone that wasn't there. Even a photographer that was sitting 20 yards away, I was backstage 1 yard away. So, I was just right there next to the guys, everyone, I'm going to tell you. Anyway, yep. Let's discuss it.
All right. I've got you some first questions for you, Samir. Whilst training pre the event, we're talking summer.
Right.
or even earlier. I mean,
Yeah.
there's Muscle Mag International stating, if I'm not mistaken, early in January of 1980, well before any rumors were circulating, that Arnold it was actually printed in Muscle Mag International, early 1980, that Arnold may be preparing for 1980 Olympia. Then the rumors eventually started circulating. People started seeing Arnold training. What do you recall early on in 1980? Did you ever hear anything, or even in the summer of 1980, any rumors? Or did you what did you hear, or what do you recall from before the event?
All right. Actually, a good thing you're asking the guy that was training next to Arnold at World Gym.
Yeah.
All right. So I knew that Arnold was competing even before Bob Kennedy was talking about it.
Okay. Okay.
I knew for a fact. And you know what? Actually, Arnold made a drastic improvement. I could see the changes in him. I mean, when you off the gear and you go back on the gear and you train and you're like your tunnel vision is that double, triple, quadruple. Arnold was actually training with vengeance, and I knew he was coming back. And quite honestly, I think Arnold looked pretty damn good. He was pretty damn good. I mean, 1 month prior to the event, I was impressed. I'm like, wow. I mean, the guy training next to me, I did calves with him several times too, So, yeah, it's true though. I mean, Robert Kennedy found out because, I'm like, you have Joe Gold, Ed Giuliani, Zabe Kozowski at World Gym. I was training at World Gym more than Gold Gym.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said earlier, I don't know if I said it on live here, but, Arnold is my hero. Arnold is my hero. I started bodybuilding when I saw a cover of magazine with Arnold on it. And yes, I was impressed with Arnold. Yes, I was telling people I'm a combination of Samir. Samir is a combination or mixture, you could say, of Frank Zane and Arnold Schwarzenegger. So yeah, I was pretty close, and really, I was still like a fan. I mean, I was like, still like barely a teenager. I mean, like 20, 21 years old, right? 22 years old around that time. And so that's when I moved to Southern California, approximately in 78. So anyhow, yes, it was the truth. It wasn't a rumor. For me, it was a fact that he was competing.
You said you were training with Arnold, right?
I
Would
didn't train with him any body part, but we sometimes met on the calves machine
Okay.
when he was blitzing his calves,
And
And
what month was that?
yeah, I was around Arnold quite a bit. I mean, we're training at the same hours, so I can see the progress he's making.
Yeah.
I saw him daily during that time.
Was that July or August or?
I don't recall the month, but I mean, I'll tell you one thing. It was 1 month prior to the Mr. Olympia. He was actually more, I could see that he was more tunnel vision, about the last 6, 7 weeks out.
Okay.
And, you could see, because I know myself when I'm training for a contest, the change is like drastic. The body is like, oh, you're right there. So I know Arnold was doing good. And honestly, I felt that Arnold was serious about winning. He's always been winning contests, and we know that. We know he is great. And I know that, like, and I honestly felt like Arnold was going to come back and win. But there are a few things which we'll elaborate on later on that happened that actually messed up Arnold's quality, the final. Anyway, I leave the question for you, and we'll get there.
Did you
Were
see
you
Arnold training with Franco or Jessup?
Uh, I don't recall, but I know during that time Arnold was really uh, going at it. You could see that. I know who's really training seriously. I see Arnold at the gym bullshitting at time. He's doing nothing. He's just like, boom, a little bit of that, a little bit of calves, and he leave. But prior to the 80, he was training with vengeance. He was training, and he was serious. And, I mean, when you have a guy like Arnold going on stage, he's not going to, like, mess around. He's going to train hard. And he was training hard. And he looked damn good, actually, during that time. That something happened later. I'll tell you what happened to him.
So as you have heard from Samir, he knew Arnold was competing in the 1980 Mr. Olympia well before the event, because he was training calves with him at least 2 months before the contest. This goes against what many have said about the 1980 Olympia contest, and it is also interesting to hear that in Samir's opinion, Arnold looked really good 2 to 3 weeks out, and so he really knew Arnold was going to compete. And yeah, that just goes against what many have already said about the 1980 Olympia contest. And in the next video, Samir will go into detail as to what happened with Arnold's physique on the night before the competition, so stay tuned for the next interview. So I do hope you have enjoyed this first interview segment with Samir Bannout, and if you have, please give the video a like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. What would you like me in the meantime to ask Samir in future video interviews? I would love to. Head to www.goldenerabookworm.com for the biggest range of classic old school bodybuilding books as ebooks, e-magazines such as Iron Man and Reg Park Journal, high quality bodybuilding posters of the golden era stars, merchandise and classic gymwear featuring Steve Reeves, Marvin Eder, John Grimmick, Reg Park, and many other golden era stars. For those wishing to build a classic physique, lose fat and build muscle, online training is also available. Collectibles such as rare autographed photos from the golden era stars are also available, and to collaborate, please get in touch. Now, if you're interested in learning more about Vince Gironda's approach to bodybuilding, his principles, and all these tips of wisdom that he has, I mean, there's so much stuff that probably hasn't been proven by science, and it will take science to prove or disprove Vince. But to be honest, these 3 books, I believe, which I call the Classic Physique Bundle, are the best books that Vince ever came out with. And they, of course, are the Wild Physique, the Master Series, and the Pro Series. Have a look at it this way. The Wild Physique, I believe, is like the ABCs of Vince Gironda's principles to bodybuilding. He teaches you the exercises and his principles. But how do you put them together? Well, the Master Series is a 14-month program of using all of these principles, all of the diets that Vince came out with, all of the exercises. And of course, the Pro Series was a book that he came out with later on, specially targeted for getting into competition. It's just these 3 books, as I call it, the Classic Physique Bundle, are Vince's best work, and available, of course, at www.goldenerabookworm.com.